what's going on? Welcome to the channel. My name is The Real Legend, and we are here with NBA 2K Mobile. In today's video, I will be ranking the top power forwards in NBA 2K Mobile, and this is episode number 6 of my tier list series, where I use the tier maker to rank the best players in the game. So let's get into this tier list. Now, before I get into the tiers, let me break down how I rank the power forwards. I normally base this list off of the overall stat average of the players, consider the player's impact in head-to-head gameplay, along with how easy it is to use the player. Alright, so Paul Millsap is going to start the D tier. Now, Paul Millsap is a very well-rounded player and a really strong post scorer, one of the gems in the game for the Sapphire tier. Next up is Aaron Gordon. Now, for Onyx players, he is a good power forward since that role is somewhat limited. Gameplay wise, I think he's an incredible putback dunker and a very decent rebounder. Next, you got PJ Washington, who is an underrated gem in the game, very balanced stats, but unfortunately, he doesn't have a higher tier card. Next, you got Dave the Busher, strong rebounder, solid defender, and a decent mid-range. Then you have Kyle Kuzma, who just recently got an upgrade, right? Previously he was an Emerald, so now he had the Spring Theme card, which was a Sapphire. He's a underrated gem with balanced stats as well. All right, next you got Tobias Harris, who is a very decent player to craft for the Diamond tier and a pretty good three-point shooter. So now we're going to go into the C tier. So for the C tier, we got Kevin McHale, strong rebounder, strong post scorer, and a strong defender. Now, some images didn't upload to the tier maker, but we're going to show you Willis Reed stats, right? Very similar to Kevin McHale, very good rebounder and post scorer too. Next, you got Draymond Green, who is a gem in this game and really needs another rarity. I enjoy Draymond because if you have a team full of shooters, he is excellent for your squad. Next, you got Glassman LaMarcus Aldridge, who's a well-rounded player with a very good mid-range shot. Next, you got GOAT Tim Duncan, who is a strong post scorer, strong rebounder, one of the best power forwards of all time. But unfortunately, in this game, his stats need a buff and he needs to be faster. Tim Duncan is on the slow side in this game, and it's something that should be improved. Kicking off the B tier is Kevin Love. Kevin Love is one of my favorite underrated power forwards in this game. Excellent shooter and a solid rebounder. Then you have Chris Bosh. Very smooth post scorer, nice fadeaway, decent three-point shot, and a very strong mid-range. Next for the B tier, we got Zion Williamson. Decent rebounder, a strong dunker. Downside is his lack of a consistent jump shot and defending, but he has very strong gameplay in head-to-head. Now, if you have shooters on your squad, very similar to Draymond, it makes total sense having Dennis Rodman. He's like the perfect player for your team. Excellent on pick and roll, the best rebounder in this game, and then a very underrated playmaker. And last but not least for the B tier is Blake Griffin. Strong, well-rounded player, but he doesn't really excel in one area, and that's really what kept him from going into the higher tiers. Kicking off the A tier is Karl Malone. Strong post scorer, good mid-range, and a good rebounder. Next, you got Kristaps Porzingis. Great shot blocker in head-to-head, excellent shooter, and is great on the pick and roll. Then you have Shawn Kemp, one of the most fun players to use, fast, strong rebounder, incredible dunker, and has a decent mid-range. And the last player for the A tier, we could argue that he could be part of the S tier, but I'm going to explain to you why. And that's Dirk Nowitzki, right? Technically, again, he could be part of the S tier, but what hurts Dirk is his awkward shooting form. It requires a higher learning curve, and his speed makes him lose that edge as well. Because of those two reasons, which are primarily based on gameplay, I put Dirk Nowitzki in the A tier. Now, kicking off the S tier, we got Anthony Davis, who is strong in so many categories. His only downside, in my opinion, is he has a spotty jump shot. It's not reliable enough to say that he is super elite, but we can't deny the fact that he's dominant and his stats support him being in the S tier. Then you got Kevin Garnett, who is fast, great defender, great mid-range, and a strong dunker. One of the underrated players to use in head-to-head. Now that he has a pink diamond, it makes a lot of people running with Amethyst Blockbuster Kevin Garnett and Glassman Onyx Kevin Garnett, just to show you how good he is. And last but not least, I mean, you guys should know this if you watch my content. Giannis is the best power forward in this game. He is elite. Best overall stat average being a 4.6. It is higher than everybody else by a lot, right? Garnett and Anthony Davis is a 4.3. So there's a big gap. Giannis is dominant and is an incredible player to use. Super fast, ferocious dunker, decent mid-range. He's known to hit a couple threes here and there as well. And he's a decent defender. So that's it. That is the end of the tier list. As you can see, the roster for the power forwards is not as deep as the centers. So this video might have some choices that were left off, but they were for good reasons, right? I think for the most part, we got everybody on this list that deserves to be. Some players' stats were a little bit lower than what you would have considered for an A tier, but I think their gameplay truly supports them being in that. So that's it. Be sure to check out any of the other videos in the tier list. We've done every position. This was the final episode, right? We did point guard, shooting guard, small forward, centers, and this was the power forward. So I appreciate everybody who supported the series. We will be dropping another tier list episode next week, hopefully. I got a couple ideas from the community, and we also have a returning theme coming back with some new players. So we should be able to incorporate the tier list into that as well. Thanks for the support. Be sure to check out the community poll. I'm considering bringing 2K21 to the channel. I just need everybody's input, all right? So again, thank you. Peace out. Hey, thanks for the support. If you want one of your clips featured in one of my videos, then definitely check out the description where you'll have a link to go to my NBA 2K mobile highlight submission form. Just fill out the questions on there and send me some really cool gameplay. I'm looking for gameplay of new theme players, dribble moves, alley-oop dunks, and some game winner buzzer beaters. I'm excited and I can't wait to feature one of your clips.